Okay, I'm going to leave MuseScore for just a minute and work in my sequencer here. This is Ableton Live. The reason I'm going to do that is I want to look at, I want to use drums as an example for this. Now this applies whether you're writing piano music, string quartet music, electronic music, or anything. So don't think that just because I'm using drums that it's the only thing that applies. But it's just easiest to explain with drums. So let's just do it with drums. Okay, so if you've taken some other classes, you know what I mean when I'm saying 4/4 or common time or something like that. But let's just do a really super quick little refresher here. What that means is if you look up here, this is 1 bar from here to here. That length of time is 1 bar. And you see it notated up here as 1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and then 2. What that means is this is bar 1, this is beat 2, this is beat 3, and this is beat 4. Now I am in 4/4 time here. That means there's 4 beats in a measure. This is always what we expect if you're in like a Western audience. There can be other things you can do that are pretty normal, like 3/4, having 3 beats in a measure. But depending on what style of music you're writing, that may or may not feel comfortable and normal. So here I have a drum beat. And if you're doing drums, you're pretty much going to put a kick sound, a bass sound, on 1 and 3, and a snare sound on 2 and 4. In this particular kick or drum beat, we also have another kick on in between beat 3 and 4. So let's just hear that really quick. Okay, let me actually just loop that. Okay, so we can count to 4 with this, right? Start at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Fine. That's great. That's what is the most predictable thing you can do. So if it was in 3/4, it would be like this. Okay, so if I tried to count 4 now, I'm going to have a hard time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. It doesn't line up, right? I need it to be the same every cycle through. So I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now it lines up. But this is where the stylistic stuff comes in. If I'm playing rock music, singer-songwriter style music, and definitely anything that's designed to be dance music, 4/4 is what you need. If I tried to dance to this, let's speed it up a little bit. Try to dance to that, you're going to be falling all over the place. Because it's in 3. So let's move it back out to 4. Let's hear it at the faster speed. See, that already feels like a resolution, right? That feels more comfortable than it did when it was in 3. So you can play with that as long as you're willing to skirt that stylistic stuff a little bit. Some styles of music are better in 3 and some are in 4. But you can get even weirder than that. We could do it in, if I did like a half a beat, then we drop it down to an 1/8 note, and we would call this, each of these we would call 2/8 notes. So this would be 2, 4, and then half of a bar, that would be 5. So we would call this 5/8 time. Right? It's weird. We could do 3/8 time. Right? What if we did a whole bunch of all of it? Check this out. Let's do something. So here's a 3/8 bar. Here is a 5/8 bar. Let's add, let's do a 3/4 bar. And then let's play with that a little bit. So let me show you what happens. So here's another 3/8 bar. Let's do 3 3/8 bars. And then another 5/8 bar. And then let's do our 3/4 bar. Another 3/8 bar. And another 5/8 bar. Okay, that's probably enough. Let's get rid of that one for a second. Now we're going to hear this running through 3/8, 5/8, and 3/4, none of which are our most comfortable loop, right? So let's just hear it first, and then we're going to resolve it, so to speak. Okay, so you couldn't dance to that. That's not a definitive pattern, but watch this. Let's add one more, and let's make it a full 4/4 thing. So the 4/4 measure, actually, let's start it right on the beat so we can see it more easily. So this is the 4/4 measure, and then I'm just looping it here. So let's make it not so confusing here. Okay, so here's my 4/4 bar. I'm going to copy that, put it here and here and here, just so I have it a couple times. So this is going to rhythmically feel like it resolves when it gets to here. Let me even just change the color of that so we can see. Okay, when we get to that orange one, there should be some kind of feeling of resolution. Here we go. Right? So it feels like it just kind of snapped together. It was chaos, and then it became controlled. That is a great example of tension and release, right? We were creating tension with all of these changing meters that we had here, and then boom, we locked it in, and it became a predictable 4/4. Okay, next let's talk about compound meters and how compound meters work.